Well, the economy, it may be in the tank, but that doesn't mean you have to go down the drain with it. Joining me now is HLN money expert Clark Howard, whose new book, Clark Howard's Living Large in Lean Times, has over 250 ways to buy and spend smarter. Welcome, Clark.
Thank you very
much.
much.
Let's get right to it.
Sure.
You say that it's better right now to buy a new car than a used car. Why do you say that?
It's never happened before. Because of the financial crisis 3 years ago, 4 years ago, there's not the supply of lease vehicles coming back into the market to be sold as 3 or 4 year old used cars. So right now the cost of used cars is an all-time record high versus new. So right now in most cars it makes sense to buy new instead of used. I've never said that in 24 years.
Really?
Yeah,
What
this is
about
a
leasing
special
car?
case.
Better than buying?
Leasing is awful. The only
It's a tax
people,
deduction
the only
for
well,
businesses.
for a business maybe,
Yeah.
but really the only people who should ever lease a car are people who feel charitable towards the people who are going to own it next, because you pay all the depreciation on the car.
Right.
The benefit flows to the next person, the owner who buys it after you paid to buy it.
Well, you can
Essentially,
always,
with the lease.
you can buy it after you lease it. by
That's
the way.
true, and
Yeah.
many times that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Is at the end of a lease, just buy the thing.
Yeah, because you know the car then.
Exactly. It's a
Okay.
used car without unknowns.
Okay, let's go to groceries. Let's look at some of the ways that people can save money when they're buying groceries these days.
It's become so much easier because there are what are called hard discounters. They've been popular in Europe for 50 years, have now invaded the United States. The biggest player in the business is Aldi, that's now in about 30 states around the
What is it?
country. ALDI. They offer very small supermarkets with just generally 1 or 2 items in each
What if you
category.
don't have Aldi near you?
You have a problem. But there are competitors of Aldi that are opening up. But Aldi is, just
But what
booming.
if you just go to the A&P or something? What's the...
Much tougher with traditional supermarkets. So if you live in an area that only has traditional supermarkets, you gotta
Move.
become, that's good advice. But couponing is great. And couponing's been so in lately, but still only a tiny % of people really take advantage of couponing. With this key tip, when something that's a non-perishable is on sale, buy every last item you can stuff in any drawer, closet, or pantry in your
Canned
house.
vegetables?
Anything that's non-perishable, massive quantities when they're on sale.
Well, it's easy to say, but when you don't have money, it's hard. That's
Well,
what
that's
people
the
have
whole
money.
idea. But that's the whole idea is that if you substitute items based on what's on sale to stretch your budget, you can really cut your food costs by more than half.
Okay.
The biggest problem, though, is people who get tired of fixing food at home and eat out. You want a recipe to eat up your wallet? Eat out.
Eat out. That's true. That's true. Okay. We ran out of time so quickly. But you can get the book out there, and you can see the Clark Howard Show Saturdays and Sundays on HLN. So get the book, because everything's in here.